Unveiling Freemasonry, a legacy of brotherhood and enlightenment. Freemasonry is an ancient and fraternal order. It traces its roots back centuries. Some say it began with medieval stonemasons, others link it to the Knights Templar. Regardless, it formally emerged in the 17th and 18th centuries. During this Enlightenment era, reason and intellectual discourse flourished. Freemasonry embodied these ideals. It attracted thinkers, artists, and leaders. They sought knowledge and self-improvement. Central to Freemasonry are its rituals and symbols. These are steeped in allegory and moral teachings. The compass and square, for instance, represent morality and reason. The all-seeing eye symbolizes a higher power. This is often misinterpreted. Freemasonry is not a religion. It does not endorse a specific faith. It welcomes men of different beliefs. It encourages them to live ethical lives. At its core, Freemasonry promotes brotherhood and universal values. It transcends national borders and cultural differences. It unites men of good character. They strive to make the world a better place. This commitment to human progress has often put Freemasonry at odds with totalitarian regimes. These regimes seek absolute control. They suppress dissenting voices. They view Freemasonry's principles as a threat. Seeds of discord. Why dictators fear the Masonic ideal? Dictators, by their very nature, seek to consolidate power. They demand unquestioning obedience from their citizens. They suppress any form of opposition. Freemasonry, with its emphasis on individual liberty and free thought, poses a direct challenge to this authoritarian mindset. Freemasons are taught to think critically. They are encouraged to question dogma. They value intellectual honesty and open dialogue. These are traits that dictators find dangerous. A populace that thinks for itself is harder to control. It is more likely to resist tyranny. Moreover, Freemasonry fosters a sense of brotherhood and solidarity that extends beyond national borders. This international network of individuals, bound by shared values and principles, can be perceived as a threat to regimes that thrive on nationalism and xenophobia. Dictators often exploit these sentiments to maintain their grip on power. They portray outsiders and dissenters as enemies of the state. The Iron Fist: historical examples of Masonic suppression. History is replete with examples of Freemasonry facing persecution at the hands of totalitarian regimes. In Nazi Germany, Freemasons were targeted and persecuted. Hitler viewed them as part of a Jewish conspiracy. He saw them as obstacles to his vision of a racially pure Germany. Masonic lodges were shut down, their property was confiscated. Many Freemasons were sent to concentration camps. Similarly, under the rule of Benito Mussolini in Italy, Freemasonry was outlawed. Mussolini saw it as a rival to his fascist ideology. He accused Freemasons of undermining the state. He subjected them to imprisonment, violence, and exile. The Soviet Union, under Stalin's Iron Fist, also suppressed Freemasonry. It was deemed incompatible with communist ideology. It was seen as a bourgeois institution. It was believed to harbor counter-revolutionary tendencies. Freemasons in the Soviet Union faced persecution, imprisonment, and even execution. The spectre of conspiracy myths and misconceptions. Freemasonry, shrouded in secrecy and symbolism, has long been a target of conspiracy theories. These often border on the absurd. Some accuse Freemasons of controlling global finance. Others claim they are plotting to establish a new world order. These theories often stem from a misunderstanding of the organization's purpose. They prey on existing fears and prejudices. One persistent myth is that Freemasonry is a religion itself. This is unequivocally false. While Freemasonry acknowledges a higher power, it does not prescribe any particular faith. It welcomes members of different religions. It encourages them to practice their own beliefs. Another misconception is that Freemasons are sworn to secrecy about their rituals and beliefs. While some aspects of Freemasonry are confidential, this is no different from any other fraternal organization. It is about preserving tradition. It is not about hiding nefarious plots. Section 5. Ideological chasm. Freemasonry's challenge to totalitarian rule. The fundamental principles of Freemasonry are inherently at odds with the ideologies espoused by totalitarian regimes. This clash is inevitable. It is rooted in their opposing views on individual liberty, human rights, and the role of government. Freemasonry champions individual liberty. It values freedom of thought, speech, and assembly. It advocates for democratic principles. These directly contradict the authoritarian nature of totalitarian regimes. These regimes seek to control every aspect of their citizens' lives. They suppress dissent. They eliminate opposition. Moreover, Freemasonry promotes equality among its members. It transcends social, economic, and racial barriers. This inclusivity and respect for human dignity stand in stark contrast to the discriminatory practices often employed by totalitarian regimes. They often target specific groups. They scapegoat minorities. They exploit existing divisions within society to maintain their hold on power. Section 6. Pillars of Freedom, Liberty, Equality, and Fraternity. The motto of Freemasonry, liberty, equality, fraternity, encapsulates the core values that have made it a target of totalitarian regimes throughout history. These principles, enshrined in the French Revolution, represent a direct challenge to any system that seeks to suppress individual freedom and human rights. Liberty, in the Masonic context, encompasses freedom of thought, speech, and assembly. It is the right to hold one's own beliefs without fear of persecution. It is the freedom to express oneself openly and to associate with like-minded individuals. Totalitarian regimes, by their very nature, seek to control these freedoms. They fear the power of dissenting voices. Equality for Freemasons means treating all individuals with respect and dignity. It is about recognizing the inherent worth of every human being, regardless of their social standing, economic status, or ethnicity. This principle directly contradicts the discriminatory practices often employed by totalitarian regimes. They often resort to scapegoating and marginalizing certain groups to maintain their grip on power. Fraternity, the bond of brotherhood that unites Freemasons worldwide, transcends national borders and cultural differences. It fosters a sense of solidarity and mutual support. This international network of individuals bound by shared values and principles can be perceived as a threat to regimes that thrive on nationalism and xenophobia. Section 7. The All-Seeing Eye. Dispelling the myths and misinterpretations. The all-seeing eye, a symbol often associated with Freemasonry, has been subject to much speculation and misinterpretation. It is frequently cited by conspiracy theorists as evidence of the organization's alleged nefarious intentions. However, the true meaning of this symbol within Freemasonry is far more benign. It is rooted in spiritual symbolism. It represents the watchful gaze of a higher power. In Masonic teachings, the all-seeing eye symbolizes the omnipresence of a divine being. It is not meant to represent any specific deity or religion. Freemasonry as an organization is not a religion. It does not endorse any particular faith. It welcomes men of all beliefs. It encourages them to practice their own faiths. The misinterpretation of this symbol stems from a lack of understanding of Freemasonry's rituals and symbolism. This has often led to fear and suspicion. It has fueled conspiracy theories. It's important to note that the all-seeing eye is not unique to Freemasonry. It has been used in art and architecture for centuries. It often represents a divine presence or watchful guardian. Section 8. Restoring the Gavel, rehabilitating Freemasonry's image. In recent decades, Freemasonry has made significant strides in rehabilitating its image and dispelling the myths and misconceptions that have long surrounded it. One way it has done this is by increasing transparency. Lodges are opening their doors to the public, they are hosting open houses, they are participating in community events. This allows people to see Freemasonry firsthand. It allows them to separate fact from fiction. Freemasons are also engaging in charitable work. They are supporting various causes. This includes hospitals, schools, and disaster relief efforts. By demonstrating their commitment to making a positive impact on the world, Freemasons are challenging the negative stereotypes that have persisted for far too long. Another important aspect of this rehabilitation effort involves education. Masonic organizations are actively working to educate the public about their history, values, and principles. They are publishing books and articles. They are creating websites and social media accounts. They are engaging in dialogue with those who may hold misconceptions about Freemasonry. Section 9. A timeless struggle. Freemasonry and the fight for freedom. The struggle between Freemasonry and totalitarian regimes is not merely a historical footnote. It is an ongoing battle that continues to play out in various forms around the world. Wherever individual liberty is threatened, wherever human rights are violated, wherever the forces of oppression seek to silence dissenting voices, Freemasonry stands as a beacon of hope and resistance. In an era marked by rising authoritarianism, the values espoused by Freemasonry are more relevant than ever. The principles of liberty, equality, and fraternity, enshrined in the organization's motto, serve as a timeless reminder that true progress lies in embracing diversity, respecting individual rights, and upholding the dignity of all human beings. Freemasons, bound by their oaths and guided by their principles, continue to work tirelessly to promote these ideals. They do so through their charitable endeavors, their commitment to community service, and their unwavering belief in the power of education to combat ignorance and prejudice.